Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the comic collector geek, and I'm joined with my good partner, Mark Olroyd from Suddenly Comics. And yeah, we're going to talk the top golden age, silver age comics of the week. Um, and there's a bit of a theme this week. We're going to be looking at comics that were hot, but maybe not anymore in terms of spec related things. They were all ones related to TV series that had come and gone, but are also a lot of them are ones where the TV series are coming back and have that potential to be another new spec. So there's a little bit of that. So we'll get into it. We'll see how they fared and are they still good books? Is spec a good thing to do? We'll find out. So yeah, so let's get into the books. What's the first one, Mark?
First one is Special War Stories issue 4, and I think it's the first appearance of Judo Master.
That is correct. And Judo Master made an appearance on the Peacemaker show. They played him with a little Asian guy. And I actually really like this book just because I'm a judo guy.
Yeah, yeah, I know you like this one.
So when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And so yeah, $114. That seems actually not too bad to me in terms of price because
I mean,
mine's a higher grade than this. I pay
yeah,
less.
yeah,
So
I mean, Judo Master is a D grade hero at the best, isn't he? Uh,
yeah, well, he had a bit of a run in the 60s and
yeah,
the 70s. So
yeah, yeah. So 50 for $114. I don't know.
I,
Sounds quite low.
well, we'll see.
Well, there
We'll
we
see.
go. It's the only one.
It's a record! Yay! We got a record.
Yeah, with a reference point of 1, there's not a lot we can do here. Let's just see if any of the other grades are going to give us a bit of information. Let's have a look at the overview. What's there most of? There's most of the 8.5s. Let's have a look at the 8.5s, see what it's done. Ah, brilliant.
It's another record. Way! We have lots of
This
records
is
today.
this is not a heavily selling comic, Alan. Um,
Yeah. So this is actually an interesting one because of that. We can sort of say, oh, it's a hard one to actually calculate the value of it.
oh look, we got more than 1 point.
Oh, we got one. And actually, this is a nice little trend line.
Yeah, it's
It
okay.
didn't,
All right, isn't it?
yeah. So how did this one? What is this? This is the 9.2.
That's the 9.2. Yeah.
And so
So
what did it sell for
it
originally?
sells for $780. And yeah, how many is popular? What's the population here? The population is only 93.
Yeah,
So
it's a pretty rare book, actually. It's just not graded that much, and getting them in high grade is almost impossible
yeah,
because
that's
like the paper is pretty crap.
yeah. It
It's
was
really bad.
American Comics Group.
Yeah,
No, it's Charlton, yeah. So
Charlton.
yeah,
Yeah,
awful quality paper. Um,
yeah,
so yeah.
but a very cool book. I like it for the quirky character, and I think it's a cool book.
Well, yeah, because I think you were probably dancing around your living room when you were a kid, pretending you were a judo master.
Well, no, more of a later thing. It was
Was it?
actually I did started doing judo at 18.
Oh, 18. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's a great book. So yeah, so he's a character that's coming back to the Peacemaker show, I
And that's
believe.
that's why I imagine the price hasn't dropped, and it doesn't look
Yeah,
because if he's going to come back, the Peacemaker show was well received. So
yep.
yeah, I can imagine that if he's a supporting character to Peacemaker, then yeah, worthy worth hanging on to. You're not going to get rid.
You know what I think is really funny about this cover? It's jujitsu and judo and all this kind of stuff. Um, but he's punching. there's there's no strikes in judo. It's so funny.
Otherwise, he's wearing a black belt, Alan.
Oh yeah, yeah, and a totally like very judo style costume, I think. So yeah, but I like Judo Master. This is a cool book. I really love this book.
Okay,
So
nice one. We haven't seen that before on this show.
and it's a record too, so that's
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah, good start. We like that one.
Good start.
Next up, we've got a classic Cap. This is the first appearance of Falcon, is it?
Yes. So Falcon is another one. You know, it had the series, Captain America series, right?
Yeah,
Falcon becomes the new Captain America, right?
yeah.
Um,
I quite
and
liked it. I quite liked it.
So it's one of those series with things where we got, you know, the character, the series is over, the spec heat of it is over. Now it's going to come back again, right?
Yeah,
So
plus it was in the COVID blip as well. So I suspect
it
this
should be down. It
I
should be.
suspect I suspect down. So this is a VG plus what's that? 4.5. So 4.5 for 100. Oh, look at this one, Alan.
Yeah, you see the COVID blip there,
Yeah, but it's not just COVID
COVID
blip.
bump.
It's almost gone lower than it was pre-COVID blip.
So wait, what was before?
Well,
What was the highest?
you could have bought a copy for $200 in 2019. Now it's only going to cost
Okay.
you $150. So 4 years,
Ah,
4 years, and
not a good return.
not a good return. And if you bought one up here between November 21 and August 21, November 20, March 21 and November 21, you'd have paid nearly $600 for this. So you've lost
Wow.
75% of your investment.
Yeah. So this is, but if you ignore, if you just like use the points like from the beginning to now, well, you do that on anything, you get a straight line. But you
Two,
know, overall trend line is reasonable. It's
okay,
just that we had that
225
COVID
was
bump.
the start, and now it's 150. This has gone lower than the COVID blip.
I would actually say that this is a good time to pick it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I always see it as like it's a book that when I got back into collecting in around 2018-ish era, this was one of the books that was on my radar that I wanted to get right
yeah,
off the bat because
yeah.
it's one I feel like in order to have like you know pretty much all the major characters from the Silver Age, this is a book you should have. So I mean it's I think when it's undervalued like this, good time to pick it up. And he's
Get
gonna
one
be
of
the
these.
next Captain America.
Yeah, if you
He's
get one
gonna
of
be in
these,
the next movie.
indeed, if you get one of these for $150, I think that I agree with Alan. I think rarely do we say these are buys, but I do think this one is now bottomed
A
out.
buy.
150.
Yeah.
You can get this for 150 or less. That's a deal.
Yeah, that's really great. So okay, so that's an interesting one. So that one didn't do as well. Which you would expect because it's a Marvel book, had a huge amount of hype around the COVID time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it, okay, this is another interesting one. This is Amazing Spider-Man 18. Is it 18?
18, yeah.
Yeah. This is the first appearance of Ned Leeds.
Yes, it is.
Um,
Well, it's not on the
and
cover.
Ned Leeds, he's not on the cover, but he is in the book. Ned Leeds is the best friend of Spider-Man in the current movie franchise. So and he later becomes the Hobgoblin. So this is you know again the movie is over. Ned Leeds is still there, and he's going to be coming back.
Yeah, exactly. He's not
So
done with.
he's
Um,
not done with.
yeah, he
So
hasn't become Green Goblin in the current franchise. Um, so let's have a look, see what this has done. So this was a 4.0 for 100. That sounds cheap.
it
Uh,
sounds really cheap to me too. I think I paid more for my copy. My copy's lower grade. Um,
oh, doody 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 doody. Yeah, that's even lower than that point there. So that 149 is down here somewhere. This is lower. This is lower than you would have paid in 2018.
you know why? There was like a bunch of movies where it was spiking it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't just COVID bumping this one up. It was you know every time he made an appearance, in one of those Spider-Man movies. He's been in 3 Spider-Man movies so far, right?
Yeah.
So definitely a book that had a lot of interest. So I think again, this is the situation where I think the book is down because nobody's talking about Spider-Man right now. Well, these characters in Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Like they're the secondary
Well,
characters in
they're talking
Spider-Man.
about Into the Multiverse, but he's not in that.
Yeah. But there is going to be a new Spider-Man movie. I think they've actually signed up the kid for another, another movie. There's
Uh-huh.
another movie coming out. I'm not sure when. The writer's strike is now over. So imagine probably next year or the year after would be the next Spider-Man movie.
So this might be a good time to pick this one up as well. This is
Yeah, yeah, a bit
that
of
is
a
cheap for a sub 20 Spidey in a VG,
and with a key character
with a key
appearance.
first appearance. That is cheap.
Yeah, I always felt this book was a little bit under the radar, anyways. Even though it did
Yeah,
spike.
because it's sort of in amongst some great covers with first appearances of characters on the covers, and this one hasn't.
Mhm.
I mean, this peaks at 393, so yeah, it's about 40% of its peak value. Yeah, another one that might be worth thinking about picking up because I can't see this dropping a lot lower than 149.
That's yeah, it seems really cheap to me for a 4.0.
Okay, who have we got next, Alan? Oh, it's who's there? Oh, this is Super Pets, isn't it?
This is Super Pets, and this is only on the list because I like Super Pets.
Did you watch the movie?
No, I still haven't seen it. Um, I'm sort of waiting for it to come out for free, so that's a good sign even for the movie. This is Adventure Comics 293,
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, it's the first appearance of the Legion of Super Pets or
Was
the
it
Super Pets in
the backup story then?
actually, is it the Legion of Super Pets or just Super Pets, to tell you the truth? I think it's just the super yeah, Legion of Super Pets. Okay, I was right. Um so yeah, you get first appearance of Comet the horse,
Yeah,
and then they create the little
the Legion.
group Legion of Super Pets.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, this is to me a major key. This is up there with Action One. Um,
Not quite the same price, I don't think.
yeah,
This is
but I
high
mean
grade.
8.0. I
Eight
think this was
over
under
154. That sounds low.
really low. I
I
think
would have.
it's
I think
really low.
I would bought that at 154. An 8A
I
is
think I would have bought that too. So yeah, when I saw this, I was a little bit sad by it. But
dear oh dear, what's happening?
so let's see how it fared.
Oh my goodness, look at this.
There was a cliff that
Oh,
it jumped off.
and it's gone from 650 to
And
150.
if you look at that, that's actually way below
That's
even
way
like
below anything along here. So
yeah,
June 2015, this would have cost you more than that. This is
yeah.
the lowest price it's been for nearly 10 years.
And I think it could have been a steal that because it's not one that's obvious. If you look at this book, you're not going to think, oh, it's Legion of Super Pets. It
No.
doesn't look like that, right? Um, I think it might have just flown under the radar. This could have been like the steal of the week kind of thing. Because if you look at the two price points, there's nothing in between. It's just like, it's just a line because it's been connected from that top point.
Yeah. So yes, that's right. That was a COVID price because that was January 2022.
So I think somebody just got a really good buy on
I
this.
think
What was
somebody
the
got.
other?
I think somebody got a real bargain here.
Were there any other sale? Like, can we look at one other grade for this book and just like look at like a most common one, which is like I think 6.0 or something like that.
That's common grade is the 7.5, I think. Yeah.
Oh, 7.5. Okay. So one grade point lower.
That's not quite as bad.
Yeah. Yeah. This is much more on trend line. It's actually a little bit up off the trend line
Yeah,
even.
it's still 215.
Yeah. Which is higher than what the 8.0 sold for.
Yeah. Somebody got a deal.
So,
Somebody,
Yeah, somebody got a really good deal on that 8.0. So, but I think that's, I think it was just a fluke sale. I think it is down, obviously down from the COVID bumps you can see there. But it's not as down as much as
no,
people might think. But if you can pick it, like if you see a book like this and it's like that cheap, just grab it. Seriously, it's like such a great deal.
that is not a good deal. Right. Oh, I've got a couple copies of this. This is Iron Man and Submariner #1. This was a sort of in-betweeny, wasn't it? So this was in
Yeah.
between Iron Man 1 and Submariner 1. And
So
it's
this is kind of a weird book, right?
it
This
is
is
a
like
weird book.
one
Yeah, it's
where it was actually a little bit up during the whole announcement that Submariner was going to be in the MCU.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and it's one where it's kind of doubly keyed, right? It's got both Iron Man as his getting as his first. This
yeah,
is actually the first titled Iron Man, and it's the first Silver Age titled Submariner.
yeah. Always a bit undervalued, this comic. It was I
It
think
was always a little bit weird. It's a weird one.
that's a nice looking
Uh,
5.5.
Actually, very pretty. Yeah, it looks actually, I think, undergraded, but you'd have to
It's
really
just this
examine
top
it.
left corner that's letting it down here.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I see that. A little bit of a nick or something.
But otherwise, pretty clean.
Very, very pretty. Yeah, and actually good color.
Yeah,
Um,
strong colors. Yeah.
so yeah, so you know, Submariner Iron Man #1. It
But
predates both Iron Man and
well,
Submariner #1.
somebody's been getting some good deals, I think, because this is
This
150.
is 159. That seems cheap to me. I have a feeling that's a good
Oh,
price.
look at this one, Alan. Yeah. 159 is a bit better than that one, which is 119. Somebody got one for $76.
Oh my goodness. Now that's a steal. That's a real steal. Shoot.
somebody,
Whenever I see that, I'm like, oh, I wish that was me.
somebody got one for $76 on eBay in 24th of September. Oh,
Wow.
we missed that one,
That's
Alan.
insane. That's a really good deal. That's a really, really good deal. Like I bought mine, like I think I paid like $100 for mine.
I think
But
I've
that
got,
was before all
I
the,
have got two copies of this. Yeah.
it's a
This is
shame. So this
criminally undervalued.
it's always been a little bit undervalued,
Has
but
been a
this
low
is
value
this
copy.
is bit insane. How many copies is this on the census?
Um, quite a lot.
Oh, that's actually got a pretty healthy
Or
census count.
three. Yeah.
4,300. So yeah. Um,
Oh, I've got
man.
three copies of this. Get back up. Get back up.
Yeah, yeah. We gotta do something, get the market back up on this one. Wow. So that it's a bit brutal.
Right.
Yeah, so okay, so I think it's your show now.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So those are the first five of these kind of spec comics. We're gonna look at the next five. Hopefully it won't be as bad. We got one win at least on my channel. One, the very first one. Didn't do so well after that, but maybe on Mark's channel we can do better. Maybe we can get a couple more new records for these
Yeah. I'm
books.
not holding out much hope, Alan. I'm going to cry in a corner about my three copies of Iron Man and Submariner, which I should have
I'll
sold.
give you $50 for it. Don't worry.
Yeah, which I should have sold back in October 2021. Right.
Hmm.
Okay. That's it. Oh dear. Oh
Bye for now, guys.